I came from New York City to live the Maine life. I was hired to design outdoor footwear.
I live the Maine life. We're looking for college grads, so come get your check.
I came from Venezuela to live the Maine life. I opened my own restaurant.
Learn more about hundreds of Maine jobs and our tax program for college grads at liveandworkinmaine.com.
Hey everyone, greetings from Sugarloaf. Here's a look at what's coming up on this week's episode.
Sugarloaf is home.
There's always something going on at the resort that you can dive into.
We're kind of like IT guys with tools.
I'm through with flirting, don't care to go.
Thanks so much for joining us. I'm Erin Ovalle, and this is MaineLife.
An echo of an echo is the semblance of a sound, and I press and I've waited with my ear upon the ground. Oh, lover, I'll see you there, waiting in the willows with your autumn hair. Oh, lover, I'll see you there after many miles.
Hi everybody, and welcome back to Sugarloaf Mountain, yet another one of my favorite places to visit here in Maine. Before we get to this week's Maine business, we'd like to introduce you to some of the people that love living and working right here on Mountain.
Sugarloaf is home. No matter where I go, I always feel like there's a part of me missing if I'm not here.
What people love about being here at Sugarloaf is the community. There's just such an incredible, intimate sense of ownership here. You know, it's Sugarloaf, so there's good days and bad days, and there's a lot of cold days during the middle of winter. And I think that it's that sort of you know, trial by fire that everyone kind of gathers around and rallies around, and it's just instantaneous. When you move here and your kids get involved in the programs, there's just an amazing sense of belonging.
The CVA students and faculty and staff are a huge part of the Sugarloaf community. Sugarloaf is our gym, it is our playground, it is our training ground.
One of the great things about CVA is it's kind of a mixture between academics and athletics, and I think I can say this for all three of us, we're all a lot more challenged here.
It's really fun here because we get to go skiing with our friends all day and have school. And when we go up to the mountain, it's really cool because there's so many other nice people, and all of our friends are going to be up there with us skiing, and that's really fun.
I think just being here is an experience. There's a huge sense of arrival when you come around Oh My Gosh Corner, and you know, once you set foot on Main Street, you're a Sugarloafer. Whether you're up on the slopes or not, there's a ton of opportunities from the Sports and Fitness Center, the Anti-Gravity Center, hiking, Nordic skiing, ice skating. There's a ton to do. We have a lot of great dining options on Mountain as well as in the community. Depending on what you're looking for, we have something for everyone. I love living and working at Sugarloaf because of the community. We have, any door you walk into, you're going to see a friendly face, and whether you've known them for 5 minutes or 10 years, there's just great friends to be had here.
There's always something going on at the resort that you can dive into.
One of my favorite events is the bank slalom. It's a ton of fun to watch. I've never raced in it, but I have a blast watching and cheering people on. And you just can't beat Reggae Fest. After a long winter is one of our longest seasons, so it's a great opportunity to celebrate all of our successes and just have a good time.
My favorite part about Sugarloaf and CVA is skiing, snow. Yeah. It's kind of just the whole package together. It's not one thing in specific, it's just being more challenged, the awesome conditions, as in fun. Yeah, skiing 3 hours a day.
The food is really good too.
Oh, the food is amazing.
So much better than our other school.
Cooks do a really good job.
Yeah.
Awesome, guys. Good job. You're natural.
Live and Work in Maine is a statewide organization that partners with Maine employers to help attract and keep people here to live and work full-time. Our partnership with MaineLife helps to tell their stories.
So we like to describe Connectivity Point Connectivity Group as a blue-collar technology company. So we're kind of like IT guys with tools. We specialize in the design and installation of structured cabling, which is the wiring for computer networks and phone systems, which is really the foundation of all the technology and smart buildings these days. We also install audio-visual equipment that you would find in conference rooms and boardrooms, training rooms. We install security and access control systems, cameras, swipes, and then we do interesting things like sound masking or white noise systems, cellular amplification systems. So you can see it's all the kind of technology that goes into building out an office space. And Connectivity Point has the muscle and the manpower to do that here in New England. And then the Connectivity Group, through our relationship with partners across the country and the world, really are able to do that same installation work regardless of locations. We've done some pretty cool projects all over the country, and it's fun to work with large Fortune 500, Fortune 1000 companies and be tucked away here in Falmouth, Maine, and kind of doing our thing up here and doing our thing out there.
We started with 4 technicians working out of my garage in Cumberland, and right now we have Connectivity Point has about 115 employees that work locally from Bangor to Boston, and Tim has 15 employees that work here in Falmouth, and they performed, did project management in 44 states and 24 countries last year. Starting from 4 in the garage to building out a data center in Australia, pretty cool. And to be able to live in Maine and do that work around the world, but still be able to live here has been pretty great for us.
We like to say that ultimately we can sell all we want, but we're going to be judged by the work that's done in the field. So that's been another key to success, is attracting and keeping and retaining great quality employees, and we're pretty proud to be one of the best places to work in Maine for 5 years in a row. We take that seriously and we feel good about that.
I felt very accommodated when I first came in, and what do I need to feel comfortable at work? What do I need to be productive at work? I think it's very easygoing.
It's great, I like it. I get to talk to people, different people across the country, and make people happy, with what we do for them.
Hi, I'm Sharon. I'm looking for the perfect match. I need someone who's good with kids. I could definitely use a helping hand. I want someone I can really talk to. Please say a command. Someone who always has my back. I just want someone who really gets me. Hi, I'm Sharon. Nice to meet you.
It's your car. Find it at Quirk.
Hi everybody, and welcome back. Here at Sugarloaf, there are a handful of great places to eat and drink both on and off mountain. In this week's Places and Spaces, we are introducing you to the mountain's newest addition, Hunker Down. The season here at Sugarloaf is in full swing, and we are so excited to be here at the newest restaurant and bar with General Manager Jen Zifrick here at Hunker Down, formerly Geppetto's, but completely new ownership, new staff, new menu. Tell us all about it.
Yeah, so we are the newest people on the block here at Sugarloaf. The owners are Jason Loring and Mike Frazier, who own a few restaurants in Portland. This is their first restaurant out of Portland. New staff, a great new menu, lots of local Maine craft beers that we're really excited about.
And you've known Jason for a long time.
Long time.
So you know he's doing good, and
Yep.
he knows what he's doing.
He knows what he's doing. Mike Frazier knows what they're doing. I'm very, very confident that this is going to be very successful because they just have a feeling of where to go and how to make it successful.
So tell me a little bit about what you think makes a good restaurant, a good bar for the skiing and snowboarding community.
You have to know your clientele, and during the day people want to get in and out. They want to get back onto the mountain and ski and ride. So you need to be fast with fast food, but it has to be good food. And they want fun drinks and good beer. And at night it's a little different. We're hoping to kind of have that vibe where people want to come back. Maybe this is the place that they go to enjoy that local craft beer and our delicious food, and have fun music on the radio, and just be the place where people want to end their evening before they go home and get some rest before going out the next day.
Hunkering down.
Yeah. On top of, you know, burgers and fun things like that, we do have delicious salads. Jay's superfood salad is kale and, you know, sunflower seeds and some dried cranberries and a blueberry vinaigrette. So if you want to have fun and still eat healthy, we have those options as well.
A little bit for everybody.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, so I'm seeing a mug club. Is
Yes.
that a mug club?
Yep, so we're doing a mug club. We released our first 100, and those went pretty quickly, and we re-released another 100. And so it's $50. You get to be the first members of Hunker Down Mug Club.
Very cool. Yeah. Well, I'm so excited to be here. I'll be up a lot this season, and can't wait to try some of the food.
Excellent.
Cheers.
Cheers. Thanks.
To a good season.
Thanks.
On our way to Sugarloaf, we made a stop in Farmington to meet this week's Maine leader, Attorney General and Democratic candidate for governor, Janet Mills.
Saving my love for you. I'm through with flirting, don't care to go. I know for certain.
When did you decide that running for governor
To stop causing trouble?
Yeah.
I'm running because I really feel passionate about the things we can do in this state, things we should be doing in this state by, you know, creating new jobs, bringing on the wave of the future, protecting our natural resources, attacking the opiate epidemic, which is so frustrating. We're losing one person a day in Maine to the opiate epidemic, and we need strong leadership to address that, first and foremost.
So how do we get more women in leadership roles in Maine and the country?
And in other roles too. We need a lot more women and minorities in law enforcement. You know, if we're going to be truly representative of the people we serve, there needs to be a lot more women and minorities in law enforcement, and women in the trades. These are good paying jobs, you know, with benefits. And
so what is it about Maine that you love? What can we find you doing when you're
fly fishing, sometimes ice fishing,
Cool.
cross-country skiing, swimming.
So we're on our way to one of your favorite spots downtown, Farmington, the Homestead.
The Homestead Restaurant.
To see some of your friends.
Yes.
And this is just a few of the gang that you've been hanging with for over 30 plus years?
Yeah, afraid so.
So you guys have seen Janet's success over the years. Tell me a little bit about what you think about her running for governor.
Okay, I gotta leave the room now.
This is very exciting. Janet's been representing the people for a long time. She's been the DA, she has been our state rep, and she has represented us well, and now she's Attorney General and she's looking out for folks. And I think she'll make a fantastic governor.
So no surprise when she made the announcement.
I'm buying your coffee now.
Maine really is the way life should be, but we're desperate for leadership at the top that we can respect. And it's time that we had that. And Janet's the person to do that, I think.
I want to go out and be the biggest cheerleader for the state of Maine. I want to tell the world what great people we have, what a good work ethic, what beautiful natural resources we have, what a tremendous state we are, and a tremendous state we can be.
Cheers to that. And to friendship.
Right?
Yes.
It's just you I'm thinking of, ain't misbehaving, saving my love for you.
Too bad we don't have a
That's
bigger
my
audience.
Sarah Vaughan. That's my Sarah Vaughan. Now I'm embarrassed.
Hi everyone, in this week's Maine Today Minute, we are helping you get through the final week of Christmas. If you still have last minute shopping to do, no worries, there are still some holiday craft fairs happening this week where you can get unique gifts without spending too much money. Today is the second day of the Vintage Bazaar at Thompson's Point, where 85 vendors are selling vintage treasures, holiday treats, and other handmade items. #MeccaMade, featuring selected work by alumni of the Portland Art School, is also still going on this week. And for the Center for Wildlife in Cape Nettic, they will hold the final day of its holiday bazaar on Saturday, when you can shop for a nature-inspired gift like handcrafted hemlock wreaths and locally made pottery. Aside from gift giving, there's not much that would warm up even the biggest Grinch, more than ice skating and a cup of cocoa. Head to the rink at Thompson's Point for a low-cost but high-energy activity. New this year is a beginner skate pond along with the regular rink, the warming room, heated lounge, food, and drink. And for more events and winter activities, you can log on to MaineToday.com.
We are losing people at the rate of 1 or 2 a day, so it's a phenomenally urgent matter. And I'm surprised that we don't have FEMA trailers at the hospitals in order to house and accommodate people coming in. So it's a very, very important issue. And I think that this video will not only talk about the urgency of the issue, but help get that conversation started about how do we translate that into action.
There's a bunch of key things that you sell when you're advertising. You can sell value, you can sell desire, but the most powerful thing that you can sell is hope. And this project is all about hope. And so when you get something like that, you feel like you're making a bit of a difference. And that's a good thing.
In 2011, out of my own recovery, I started a company called Maine Works. Maine Works is an employment company for people in early recovery from substance use disorder, reentry from jail and prison, and returning vets. And our purpose has always been to help people answer the question, now what? Maine Recovery Fund was established to help people answer that question by providing tangible assets, things like boots, coats, access to health care, you name it. Maine Recovery Fund was established to help people get what they need to succeed in life.
First time I ever used drugs, I was about 12 years old. The last time I was in prison, doing some heroin with a cellmate of mine.
There are a lot of great nonprofits doing incredibly important work, helping people stop using drugs. But the very necessary and urgent need for Maine Recovery Fund is to address the now what. How am I going to leave that lifestyle behind and start something new? That's what Maine Recovery Fund is.
One of the differences that we noticed with Margot right out of the gate was that her people came ready to go to work. They're just looking for a chance. And when you give it to them, they tend to blossom, especially in the supportive environment.
Work is important to all of us, feeling productive, feeling useful, feeling like you have a purpose.
You know, everybody's at a different point in their recovery. So we have guys that have been here that are sober for 2 years. There's guys that have been here for, sober for 2 minutes.
The Maine Recovery Fund provides the basics in the beginning. You get boots, you get jackets, you get food, water. It's the basic stuff that when you're in early recovery you can't deal with. You can't think about the fact that I need $400 to get my license back in order to get this better job or whatever.
If you're not ready and don't feel like you can go out and give 100% that day, all we ask is that you bring it up, talk to me. It's a safe place to stay. It's something for you to do. You'll stay occupied one day at a time. If you don't feel good, everybody's sick. I understand that. Everybody's in early recovery. It's just a place you can come where everybody gets where you're at. That's our job, is to meet you wherever it is that you're at that time. It's one day at a time.
The heroin addiction is ravaging a whole generation. Who's known anybody who's died of an overdose? Hold your hands up if you've known 5 people who've died of a heroin overdose. So, I don't even know if you guys can name 5 people who've died of cancer.
If that person just shows up, we can feel that. And I think that is an unusual thing, to dignify the experience of being a human being, way beyond getting the job, but to call in an opportunity to learn how to be human together.
There is nothing, there's no playbook, there's no book that says, okay, first thing is go find as many felons and drug addicts as you can and then start a business and only employ them.
So if you give somebody like maybe that little glimmer that like things can get better for themselves, hopefully they run with it. That's what it means to me.
Given me opportunity, I'm grateful for that.
It's definitely given me a sense of stability. It's given me the opportunity to change who I am.
They've helped me realize that I have things to offer.
Sounds ridiculous, but I think it has a lot to do with why I'm alive today and why I was able to get well, because recovery is a process. It's not something that happens overnight. You know what I mean? You slip, you trip, you fall. It's just about getting back up again and having the support there.
Because all I seen is terrible things, and I kind of want to get to that other side of seeing like life's beauty. I think I want to, I really want to experience that.